Hello and welcome to my Let's Play of Star Trek Online on the PS4. I'm the Big B82 and this is part 33 of Bajor, and this is with my continuing adventures of my Discovery era science officer. So as I said, we're about to undertake another mission in the Lost Dominion arc where we got to go and alleviate some tensions that have arisen from our retreat from Deep Space Nine after the Dominion have captured it. So I'm going to hail the quite unfriendly commander and we'll get this show on the road. I mean, she's very, very rude.
We've evacuated everyone we could to Bajor, and we're setting up a base there to coordinate our counterattack against the Dominion. I won't lie to you, though. It's not gonna be easy. We were caught completely off guard by Khan and his fleet, and the Bajorans are none too pleased to have house guests. We must balance the needs of the civilian populace with those of the Starfleet and Klingon forces currently on the surface. Starfleet needs all the help it can get planetside right now. Transport down to our staging area on Bajor. You'll find me there. Captain Kurland will join us as soon as he can.
Okay, so accept. The Bajor system. I don't know why my ship keeps doing that. It keeps coming in at an angle. Don't know. Weird. I think it might be the way the deflector is. Bloody odd. Anyway, let's bring down to Hafon, the capital. We've already visited here when we did the Cardassian struggle arc, when we returned the the orb of possibilities. So we really know our way around this. Also visited the mirror version as well. I'm going to try to do things differently to my. Well, I think it might be different because I'm a science officer. I'm going to do something different. I've done this for now. I need to keep on enough. Every time I've spoken with the prophets, so we're not going to speak to the prophets. Not this one anyway. Welcome to the city of Hafon, Admiral Cartwright. Commander Maisi Chibe has asked me to inform you when you had arrived. She's waiting for you in her office at the Starfleet base. I'll coordinate you. I'll add the coordinates to your. Right, the local populace aren't happy that we're here, of course, because, you know, reasons. This guy's a bit rude, the commander. Like I say, she's extremely rude for an officer.
Time is short.
Welcome to Bajor. This will serve as our base of operations while we work to retake DS9. I need you to give me your best here. Everyone needs to be on top shape for a counterattack on DS9. But before that can happen, we need to make sure that this base is fully operational. We're guests here on Bajor, but the locals don't view us that way. I thought that Bajor joining the Federation would be a step in the right direction, but the Bajorans in this city seem to think that this is a second coming of the Cardassian occupation. Be on your best behaviour and try to do all you can to smooth some of the ruffled feathers. Civilian uprising is a headache I don't need. I'll have something for you later. Report to Lieutenant General Cav first. She'll know what tasks are most critical. So Gerald Cav, which is over here.
How can I help you?
Great to see you. We can use all the help we can get here. The attack on DS9 has put everything here into a tailspin. We're setting up a base to coordinate the campaign to take the station back, but it's slow going. This area of the city is older and doesn't have the infrastructure we need. Good thing we have talented officers like you to know how to whip up a few technical miracles.
Do you need something?
So we'll do the walking wounded, which is because we're a science officer. There's a lot of officers here that were wounded in the attack on DS9. The USS Pasteur was helping with triage, but their sick bay is overflowing and they need to send some of the patients back here. I need a trained science officer to escort these patients from the transporter room to the infirmary here. I don't want anyone getting lost or aggravated by an aggravating injury. The faster we get our officers back to their feet, the faster we retake Deep Space Nine. So there's exit.
I'm here to help.
So we need to escort some injured officers to the infirmary. I've never done this before. I always go to the easiest option, the ones I've always done before, so I'm pretty sure that if I run it's going to injure him. You'll be kidding. As soon as he comes in, he beams out. Why can't he just fucking beam directly there? Oh, they like to make things fucking overly complicated. We're in the 25th fucking century here. We can beam them directly to the sick bay. You don't need to beam them into the transport room and then have them escorted by another officer. Who knows? Who cares? Alright, next. And I've got to do this one by one. Coming in, you. Let's go. Oh, you fucking arsehole. Right at the infirmary that he fucking decides to complain that he's injured. The injury's too much. Excuse me. Jackass. Let's go. I don't know why I just do the basic ones, because career Pacific ones are annoying. Return to the lieutenant, tell her the good news. Thank you. Once all our wounded can return to duty, we'll have all the help we need to complete this mission.
I'm here to help.
So, with the complaint captains. We've had several holodeck training programs developed for the Advanced Tactical Training Program as an introduction to ground combat against Dominion opponents. This one will pit you against a changeling. It's unclear whether there's a changeling with the Dominion forces on DS9, but it's always a good idea to be prepared. You can use holodeck here to run the program, and remember, we have a lot that needs to be done here on Bajor, so choose the combat training program that suits your needs the best. Don't spend all day on holodeck.
I'm here to help.
Computer, activate program. Be cool if it did that, but alas, it's not that advanced. Always going to be in the last place we look. We faced a changeling before. We faced two changelings before. Last and Gold Codec. So we have experience facing off with these things. Damn, roundabouts are big. What kind of class ship this is? Okay, what's the last crate then? Why is last one? Here he is. Not ready for prime time, it would seem. I haven't got a Scooby what he's doing either. Weird. Computer end program. Okay. That was weird. I don't know why he was jumping on the runabout, and just going around in circles on the runabout and not attacking. It was a bit. Oh, fuck knows what was going on there. This game and its weird bugs. As far as we know, there are no changelings with the Force on DS9, but it never hurts to be prepared. I run that program at least once a day.
I'm here to help.
We have several holodeck training programs developed for advanced tactical training programs for induction into space combat against Dominion opponents. No, we don't want to face off against the small ones. And
I'm here to help.
We have several holodecks training. This will pit you against large Dominion Jemadar ships, from the cruisers to a dreadnought. I know you were at the Battle of DS9, but you're going to be facing more Jemadars before we retake the station, and you need to be ready for them. You can use the holodeck to run the program, and remember, we are blah 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 blah.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, let's face off against the big boys. Computer, begin program. Just realised I didn't do my captain's log. Maybe we should do a captain's log while I'm in the holodeck. Yeah, we'll do it while we're running around. It's cheesy, but I need to do something. Running around on the ground drives me mad. Mad. Let's go and kill the heavy escorts. Shouldn't be too difficult. Hey, who's doing that? Easy. No, Captain's Log, Stardate X6424.21. The Dominion have taken DS9. We have been assigned to Task Force Alpha and are in orbit of Bajor. Captain Kurland has requested us being down to assist with some diplomatic issues with our arrival on Bajor. Cheesy Captain's Log. Why the fuck not? Right. It is done, Lieutenant. Excellent. Someday I might switch to command track and try to become a ship commander myself. Until then, holodeck is enough for me.
Do you need something?
Thanks to you, we have everything under control here at the base. You should head into the city and help the Bajorans. Colonel Kubus Pal of the militia has been asking for assistance. Find him and he should be able to point you in the right direction. We wouldn't have done this without you.
I'm here to help.
Yeah. As I walk into a column. So let's go and speak with Colonel Kubus Pal. So that's Pal. It's Pal. Is his first name. Kubus is his last name. Bajorans reverse things round. So it is Colonel Kubus.
We have a situation here.
Welcome to Bajor. I wish your visit here could have been under better circumstances. This whole DS9 situation troubles me, and having Starfleet here in Bajor has opened up some old wounds, and letting the Klingons come down too. That's like dropping a plasma torch in a deuterium tank. What we need to do is convince people that they're safe, and we have this situation under control. Okay, so we can ask him what his role is, but he's pretty much, you can guess what his role is. He's the head of he's the overall officer in command here, I would imagine. So let's ask him anyway.
Back in my day, things were different.
Yeah, thank you. Now that Bajor is part of the Federation, my job is to keep the peace here. It's harder with Starfleet and the KDF planet side. There are still Bajorans who remember the occupation. I grew up in a refugee camp and I have friends and family who don't like the idea of an outside organisation establishing a base on Bajor, friend or foe. Federation respects that for the most part. Kurland has kept his people on DS9. That's fine with me. The military is more than willing to leave everything that happens off-world to Starfleet. But now you're here in my city, that means you're my problem.
Peace and quiet. That's what we need.
Why are the people upset of our arrival? Our world has changed more than in the past 50 years than it did in 500 years before it. The end of the occupation, the return of the emissary, the Dominion War, joining the Federation, the Undine, the war with the Klingons. Bajor is a different planet now. Some would say it has changed too much. So, we have religious requirements, which I've done before. Now we go and speak with Ravel Rev. But we're going to do occupation overreaction. There's a lot of people here who aren't happy about Starfleet establishing a base here and allowing the KDF to stay as well. Bajorans have always been touchy about outsiders, and the occupation and the Dominion War have made that worse. Now that the Jemadar is in DS9 and you're all here on the ground, those old fears are coming back to the surface. There's a protester by the fountain stirring up the crowd, and we have a riot, and we'll have a riot on our hands if we don't put a stop to it. Talk to him. Don't violate his rights of free speech and assembly, but maybe you can convince him that Starfleet isn't the return of the Cardassians. So, I've done the chinwag with the Vedic, so let's see if we can convince this numpty to not be a numpty. Right. During protest.
This is our home!
The Bajoran people will not stand for another hostile occupation. The Cardassians did enough damage to our world. We deserve peace, prosperity and the right to govern ourselves. Starfleet does not want to occupy Bajor. So you say. Prove that you're not intending to occupy. Bajor is rich cultural heritage. Bajoran government is stable and don't need us to tell them what to do. We appreciate that you're willing to share this entire city to us while we have a campaign against Jem'Hadar. Bajor is a beautiful world. We do not wish to harm it. So the Bajoran government is stable. They don't need us to tell them what to do.
Bajor for Bajorans!
Cardassians were able to pit Bajorans against Bajorans by starving us and depriving us of our basic rights. Any small comfort they allow us as a reward for being their puppets was treated like we won the lottery. Neighbour turned against neighbour and brother reporting on their families. In the end, many people were labelled as collaborators when all they tried to do was fill their children's empty bellies. Yeah, let's not say that. It was easy to convince Bajorans to turn on the others than you would have done even that without the Cardassians. Sounds like working with the Cardassians worked out for some people. The Bajoran people were put in a terrible position. Some were forced to make difficult choices. There is no shame in that. So you say, prove that you don't intend to occupy this planet. Bajor has a rich cultural heritage. There's a rich history of people repeatedly fought for their rights. We appreciate that you're willing to share this city with us while we coordinate our campaign against Jem'Hadar.
This is our home!
Many Bajorans were displaced during the occupation. Thousands died in labour camps far from their homes. And even if you weren't forced into the camps, life was uncertain. Do you know when Gol Priak commanded his weapon depot here during the occupation? He executed 15 farmers simply for not displaying the Cardassian banner outside their homes. We're already seeing this here. Starfleet and KDF are taking over the section of the city. Soon Bajorans will be pushed out of their businesses and homes. This is a temporary agreement. All Starfleet operations will move back to DS9 once the issue in Jem'Hadar is settled. You should be grateful. We are grateful for the space the Bajorans have lent us. All of the improvements we're making will be left as a token of our appreciation. Put it in.
We will not be slaves!
Kid. The Bajorans have been fighting the war for so long that they no longer know how to live in peace. The Federation rules us now. They may be kinder than the Cardassians, but they're still occupiers. Look at our history since the occupation. The Circle, the Kamar, the Marquis. Thousands of our young people joined the Starfleet to fight the Dominion and the Empire. Only our art is violence. If you feel remorse for the violence in Bajor's passing, then you have not changed much than you think you have. The freedom fighters of the past do not deserve to be called terrorists by you today. Bajoran people have become the fiercest fighters in the Squadron. Let's see. Oops.
Bajor for Bajorans!
The land wasn't the only thing the Cardassians took from us. They treated us like animals. Thousands of their lives in medical experiments, or permanently injured through malnutrition and neglect. Cardassians didn't care if we lived or died. The only thing that mattered was that the healthy Bajoran could be processed more and more. Our doctors have sworn on oath to do no harm in their patients. They will help anyone who wants to make use of their services. Medical facilities here. I want to set up here for officers.
Bajor for Bajorans!
The first thing the Cardassians did during the occupation was try and remove our sense of cultural identity. When the Cardassians came out, artists and entertainers were forced to work as slaves. The rural way of life that sustained us for countless generations was destroyed with our farmlands. And when the Bajor system was abolished, our society was left in disaster. Artists became soldiers and soldiers turned into farmers and bakers. We lost knowledge that had been handed down for generations. Archaic artistic desires The map can be destroyed, only suppressed temporarily artists will find ways to create. Bajor was an outdated system that made discrimination unacceptable. Bajor was better without it. There are now thriving and efforts will be to repair most of the farmland damage in the occupation. The Bajoran religion is a key cultural keystone.
We will not be slaves!
One of the worst side effects of the occupation was the loss of faith among Bajorans. We have followed the teachings of the prophets for thousands of years during the Cardassian War. However, our religious leaders were executed and our monasteries were closed. The atrocities that were experienced made it difficult for anyone to believe in the prophets. What's even worse, that the emissary allowed the path for the Celestial Temple to be closed during the Dominion War. People turned to the Pyros in an attempt to make their prayers answered. Prophets never abandoned Bajor. Speak and they will listen. The cult of Pyros is a viable religious alternative to following the prophets. I say the never abandoned Bajor. And Bajor is a beautiful world. We have no wish to harm it.
We will not be slaves!
The Cardassian occupation took everything from Bajor. Our resources were stripped away with no regard for allowing them to replenish for future generations. This planet is nothing but a shell of what it once was. With the careful planning, we can prevent further damage to Bajor and even reverse some of the long-lasting effects of the occupation. Bajor may have lost some resources, but it's still an incredibly rich planet. The materials taken from the Cardassians were reinvested into Bajor's projects. Oh no, don't say that one. Oh fucking hell. Be careful with that one. I don't want to leave. We don't want to leave a mark on Bajor. When we leave, we'll leave your city as we found it.
This is our home!
Bajor was sacred, but was scared by the restrict away the bounty. But what was worse was the complete lack of consideration for the environment. The soil, air, and water were poisoned. Entire species of flora and fauna were wiped out or irreparably damaged. New pests with no natural predators were introduced, and now they're overwhelming. Time heals wounds. Give it another century. We can work together in the right way to do these wrongs, but anything is possible. What one wrong there? Yeah, one wrong, so upset him with one. Yeah, don't say the bloody hell. Do not say that we invested in because of the construction of Deep Space Nine. Fuck's sake, that was not a good answer. That one. That will really piss him off. I heard some of what you had to say to those protesters. Excellent work. I think people will start seeing things your way. Alright, Petition of Prophets have done that one before, so let's do the Soil Saver. We're still repairing the damage done to the environment by a decade of Cardassian occupation. We've made a start on the work, but then the Dominion War and the chaos that followed put everything on hold. The Federation has been helping us with reclamation effort, but the work takes time and there's a lot of land to recover. There are several soil samples in the greenhouse awaiting analysis. If you have time, could you drop by and take a look at them? Now, I've done the Prophets one. You go and have a chin wag with the Prophets. Let's not bother the Prophets. And plus, I've done it. So I've done it through 2 playthroughs now on this. Of Bajor, so let's now talk to a greenhouse farmer. The plants of Bajor grow best under slightly acidic conditions. pH is measured with 7 being natural, anything less than 7 being acidic, and everything higher than being basic. Soil pH level can be altered by adding certain materials which will remove or add hydrogen ions. So let's add sulfur. Complete the full. Right. One done. This soil sample has been integrated with irrigated. Can't fucking read English. With polluted water. It is contaminated. Use plant root system to filter toxic water. Soil samples. Yeah, do the restore the soil. Plants native to Bajor grow best in a loamy soil. Loamy? Made up of roughly equivalent amounts of sand and silt with slightly less clay, but alter soil mix to achieve approximately 40-40-20. Crease, isn't it? Oh, why I do this? I should have spoken to the fucking prophets.
Hello there, friend. Look, Ma. I'm a farmer. Well, that was fucking boring. Should have spoken to the prophets. The Bajorans will appreciate the efforts you're making to learn more about our world. If you want to help with out in the greenhouse again, come back. Every pair of hands is useful.
Peace and quiet.
Commander
That's what we need.
Commander Ichibe needs your help with communications. Report to her and give her details. Okay. Ciao. Dick. No, he's not a dick. It's not his fault. It's the missions. And my choice of them. Anyway. Okay, Commander. Where's Captain
Give me
Kurland?
a sit rep.
Captain Kurland's running things from his end aboard the Defiant. They're in orbit of Bajor now, but we're ready to move to the Gamma Quadrant or back to DS9 if the situation changes. With the loss of Commander Andrew, Starfleet knew Captain Kurland would need some assistance here, and I'm used to a little chaos. My last posting was coordinating refugee transports out of Eterendry. I'll handle things here on the ground and he can coordinate.
I had new orders for you.
Is there anything else that needs to be done? We've managed to set up a subspace relay outside in the courtyard. I need you to try to pick up transmissions coming from DS9. We need intel. Anything you can learn from the state of things from the station will help. So that's that one, subspace one.
I have new orders for you.
So let's go and poke our nose around with the communication array out here. Remember when this mission used to be on a cycle? You used to not be able to get to this damn thing. Right. Let's lower the scan. Oh fuck! Straight away. Accessing private network 5492. Please stand by. Hey, who is this? How did you find this channel? Wait, don't terminate this communication. I am a friend. Oh wait, I know you. I recognise you from earlier. You're trying to help that Deferi ambassador get a holosuite appointment. I like your style. I'm Hadrian, the bartender at Quarks. This is my alternative subspace communication channel. I use it for business matters, legitimate legal business. Sometimes I don't want Kurland and company listening in on my dealings, but that doesn't make them any less legitimate. Can you tell me anything about the Jem'Hadar on the station? They're terrible for business. There's a lot of them. They're mean, they don't eat or drink, and they brought Ketracel White with them. The Vaulter with them has been one or twice, always orders tudor berries, never talks and never pays. My profits are going down the drain. Hey, are you planning on coming back, right? Bringing the fleet back to kick these guys out? I need actual paying customers. I will even give a discount to all the drinks for the first hour after the station is reclaimed. Top shelf drinks excluded, of course. We're taking Deep Space Nine back, and we need your help. Oh right, Jem'Hadar Alpha is named Kurland. He's a real tough customer, the biggest and meanest one of them all. The fault with him, her name is Loris. She's tough, but she hasn't gone out of her way to make our lives miserable. She's allowing those of us who didn't evacuate to stay, and only if we toe the line and don't get the Jem'Hadar any trouble. Honestly, how is a businessman supposed to make a living like this? The weird part is they think the Dominion War is still going on. I heard Loris and Kurland talking. They're expecting an entire Dominion fleet to be here waiting for them and a changeling to be in charge. It's crazy. They even been hauling people in for questioning, and teams of Jem'Hadar have been tearing the station apart looking for this captive changeling. What happened to these guys? They've been stuck in a black hole for 30 years? Thanks for your help. I'll return as soon as possible, but I need you to be on hold for a little while longer. So they're the displaced 2200 that Captain Sisko managed to convince the prophets to move. That's an interesting development. I'll keep in touch with Hadrian. Maybe he can get more information for us.
I had new orders for you.
I managed to contact someone on the station. They mean they're looking for a founder, and they think the war is still going on? We need to clear up this confusion pronto. Maybe they'll be willing to leave the station peacefully if we convince them that the war has been over for decades. I think we're all ready to contact DS9 and talk to the leaders of the fleet. I want you to be on our contact. Captain Kurland will link in and assist you during the negotiations. Okay, so we need to go and use the Militia HQ's communication device to speak with Loris. How DS9, but then let me do the talking. I know you could handle this alone, Admiral, but this is my station. It's my responsibility to take it back. Heading Deep Space Nine on an encrypted channel. Putting it on screen now.
Who is this? What do you want?
Let's not be so hasty, Karukan. They obviously went to a great deal of trouble to contact us. I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine. How can I help you?
Thank you for agreeing to talk, Loris. I am Captain James Kurland of the Federation Space Station Deep Space Nine. It is my hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Of course, Captain. You want your station back. But this is a war, and your station is my prize.
I know this will be hard for you to accept, but there is no war. It's been over for decades. Your fleet was diverted when you attempted to pass through the wormhole. The Prophets... There is a great deal we have to explain, but please understand, we are not your enemies.
I am not a fool, Captain. We have reviewed the records in DS9's databanks. Why should I believe this fantasy of prophets and time travel? Show me proof that what you say is true.
Loris, I have asked Admiral Cartwright, the USS Galileo, to join us today. Admiral, could you please step in here? Our esteemed Walter would like some proof of our position. Review the current state of the wormhole theory. Loris, we've had advanced understanding of wormholes and a great deal in the past few years. Perhaps a review of these findings will help you understand what happened to your fleet.
Because a wormhole connects 2 points in space-time, there is the possibility for deviations in the space-time continuum while traveling through a wormhole. In fact, the Bajoran wormhole is the only stable wormhole we have encountered. And, because it was created and maintained by the beings known as the Prophets, they have the ability to alter it. Our working theory is that when your fleet exited the wormhole, it was pushed into the current timeline.
Do you think I'm a child? I understand wormhole theory, Captain. However, the Dominion has never encountered a wormhole that has so drastically moved its aperture through time. Space, yes. But temporal distortion? Never.
Admiral, do you think we should have seen trees of the doubt? What about the Prophets?
Prophets? Don't be ridiculous. The Bajorans may believe in benevolent aliens who can whisk fleets out of time and space like magic. I do not.
Is there anything we can do to convince you to leave the DS9 peacefully?
Enough! I will consider your arguments carefully, but you must understand that I am under orders as well. The Founders gave me specific instructions before I left the Gamma Quadrant. I accept that may have been many years ago. Nevertheless, mere time cannot countermand the commands of the gods. We are attempting to contact the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. As of yet, we have been unsuccessful. Until I speak to a Founder and receive new orders, we will remain here. Deep Space Nine belongs to the Dominion.
Well, shit. I'm a scientist. I have to talk about subspace mechanics and wormhole theory. Thank you for all your assistance. Now that we know more about the current situation on DS9, we can decide how best to take a tactical advantage. There's only one way to end this scenario, Admiral. We retake DS9. There is no other acceptable alternative. Hey. There is. You won't like it. Anyway. Thus is the end of part 33. When we return in part 34, we'll be doing the mission Operation Gamma, where we'll get to go and fly our little time ship and head to the Gamma Quadrant and attempt to speak to the Dominion. Maybe get a vault, maybe speak to the Vaulter, or maybe get a changeling to speak to us. Until then, I'm the Big B82. Please subscribe, comments are welcome, and I appreciate any thumbs up. And I will see you in part 34, Operation Gamma. Until then, ciao for now.